Hey guys, so remember that vision board that we talked about in the whole category of saving time, prepping meals in advance? Well, today we're going to be cooking. This is the easiest recipe in the world. It's delicious. We're making marinated pork chops. And the beauty of this meal is it's one of those meals that you can prep in advance, freeze, and then pull out on a day that you have got a million things going on and you just don't have time or don't want to make a meal. All you need is a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. Can you tell how often I cook with lemon juice? I love lemon juice. A 1/4 cup of honey. Remember, with sticky things, I always like to use a little bit of cooking spray. Spray the inside of that. This is a workout. We're burning calories and making a meal at the same time. Okay, there we go. Comes out super easy with a little bit of cooking spray in there. Last little bit of it. We need sherry. It's on the recipe. I don't know who she is. Maybe she's a good whisker. I don't know. Just kidding. Sherry is just cooking sherry. It's a type of wine, kind of a more potent kind of wine that people cook with. You just need 1 tablespoon of this. Two tablespoons of soy sauce. Love soy sauce too. So salty. Then the recipe calls for garlic. It calls for 4 cloves, but if you're somebody like me who absolutely loves garlic, you can feel free to add a little bit more. I'm gonna put 5 big cloves in. And I like fresh garlic. You can use the minced stuff if you want. I wouldn't recommend powdered just because I don't think it gives the same taste. And also, just a little trick, I have this awesome tool that smashes the garlic for you, and it's super easy. Just put it in, and it crushes it. Probably one of my favorite kitchen tools that I have. And then it just leaves the little peel there. Makes garlic very easy. Ooh, don't want that in there. Crunchy pork chops. Now, this is a marinade, so you want to let your pork or whatever meat you choose sit in it for a little while before you actually cook it. So if you're freezing this, you can put it into the freezer bags, freeze it in the freezer, but you want to give it at least a few hours after it's melted when you take it back out of the freezer to thaw and really marinate and get the flavors in the meat. So if you're using this as a freezer meal, maybe like halfway through the day, if you're able to, come home on a lunch break or put it out in the morning, you can leave it, the longer you leave it, the better it's going to taste. So if you take it out in the morning before you go to work and then let it thaw and let it really marinate for the rest of the day and then cook it when you get home, it should be perfect by the time you get back. Now we're just gonna whisk all of the ingredients together to make sure everything's incorporated, especially that honey in there, because that gets a little bit sticky. That looks pretty good. Then you just take your meat of choice. I'm using some pork chops here. That's the star of my dish tonight, or whenever I decide to use this. All I'm going to do is grab my container that I'm going to store it in. You can use freezer bags, Tupperware, a dish that you've got laying around, that's okay to be in the freezer. I'm just going to put a little bit of the marinade at the bottom. And then I'm going to set my pork chops in. I'm going to just layer them. That way every piece of meat has some marinade between it. I'm going to use my new little spatula that Santa gave me for Christmas. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Just to make sure I get all of that yummy goodness in here. So I've got my pork chops in there, marinating away. I'm going to seal them up and then I'm going to store them in my freezer until I'm ready to eat them. I suggest that you eat them within 2 weeks of freezing them, just so that they don't go bad and you don't get food poisoning, because that's never fun. My favorite way to eat these pork chops, which I think tastes the best, is on the grill. I love grilled things, and grilling is also very healthy for you because it kind of gets rid of all the fat, and not really all the fat. I'm not a scientist or food person, or, well, I'm a food person. I like food. I'm not a, I don't know what the term is. I can't vouch for you that grilling them gets rid of more fat than putting them in a pan, but that's what I've heard. I've heard it's more healthier for you. So that's what I do because I like to eat healthy. So anyways, you can grill them, you can bake them in a pan, you can do them on your stove in the oven, whatever you want to do. They're going to taste delicious. I usually like to have rice or some sort of noodle dish on the side, and then vegetables. If you want to marinate your vegetables, you can throw them right in there. I don't have the vegetables that I want to use right now, so I'm not going to do that. And also freezing the vegetables, sometimes they come out a little bit soggy after you cook them when they've been frozen. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. If you're really good at cooking frozen vegetables, then go for it. I'm gonna wait, and then as I'm cooking, I might drizzle on some of the marinade that I used that was frozen onto my vegetables to give them a little bit of flavor. So you can do it however you want. That's just how I like to do mine. So I hope it's something that you can prepare ahead of time that will give you a little extra time during your week when things are really crazy, but you still want to have a delicious meal. So have fun, enjoy, and good luck. And I will see you next time on Ali&Crafts.